Okay, what we're gonna do today is this is my first show, so bear with me. It's gonna be pretty shitty as usual. Well, we'll start out with who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm even on here. Um, I, I'm not a young kid anymore, and I've went through a lot in life with a lot of people can say that. What I've what I'm on what this show is pertaining is what the title has to say with it is sorry for the no teeth. Too poor to afford teeth. Too unhealthy to work. You know, this is what we came to as a nation. The poor and the old are just they're done. I mean, they don't care about them. There's this nation is back in my days, 30 years, same thing. We worked and worked um, and what did we get out of it? I'm not even sure where this would be showing. What really disappoints me is the lack of knowledge of what I'm doing. See, I'm showing this, but it says it's live, but I just don't know if it's showing on their live. I hope it is, but anyways, I don't understand why this other stuff is it's showing up on there because it's not on my screen. Anyways, what I'm going to talk about is what's going on with the nation, and I wish I could edit this just a little bit up. Anyways, what I'm thinking about, what I feel and stuff. Wow, this cord is way up high. There shows you how unprofessional I am. But I guess what I'm really trying to get at is what I feel as a person and as a Christian. And I want other people to get on the show and discuss what their feelings are about our nation and about what is going on. I'm going to say stuff may offend people. I'm going to do stuff that may offend people, what I say, but or do. But I'm going to do it anyways, and you can have whatever you want to have at it. You can do what you want. Treat me like what you want. Why not everybody does in the world? We all beat each other up verbally and physically every day. The biggest problem with this nation is, you know, world, the country, everything, everybody, the human creation was created for one thing. We are like a big giant. If you took the map, say just our countries, just say our country right now, but it pertains to the whole world. If you took the map and leveled it all off, and we had pieces of farmland for each person to live on, that's what we're like. And what we do is we're planting seeds, and these seeds are supposed to be love and truth. And what happened is in our nation, in our people, there's none of that's there anymore. We got a little piece of land with so much rot in our nation and so much things nobody cares about what they create or what they do. Say I want to make a video game or I want to do something to reach people, but I want it to be funny and I want people to enjoy it and learn something from it. Maybe even what happens is you'll see over and over and over again every person in every fabric of their life don't they don't care. We've gotten to the point where we don't care about our fellow man. We don't care about our fellow if we care about um, the human race really. We are only care about ourselves, what we can do and how we can protect ourselves. So we're always on the guard fighting each other. instead of helping each other. There's no, I mean, there's no Americans, no Russians, no Chinese, no. It's the human race. And I know we need our nation, we need our country with borders on it. I understand that, and I agree with that 100%. I agree with you know, 95% of what Trump has to say. There's some things in there because he's human. He's not perfect. Nobody is, and we all are damaged. We all are destroyed by this rot that's covered our world. It's destroyed everything we do and think of. Um, Even America, when it was founded by a Christian nation, but it was already started its darkness. Oh, excuse me. I wish I could do a show where I could talk to people and have a one-on-one conversation instead of this sit behind this desk all by myself, waiting my demise, like many people are. This nation, this world has gone to hell, and it's all because every human being is only if they can't gain something from what they do, they don't do it. It's like I just saw this video the other day about justice. I mean, I don't know if you call it woke or maybe not woke. I don't know. I don't care. But it made sense. If you took it and watched a person, say you're sitting in a classroom and your teacher all of a sudden just points out a person and kicks them out of the class or tells them, which asks them their name and tells them to get out. I'm sure you've seen the video. And every one of those students sit there. I know this was all for a presentation to teach people what justice is about standing up for each other. But it was a good message because when he kicked them out, not one student said nothing. And he says, "This is what I'm talking about." He says, "This is the what I'm trying to teach. This is what type of law I'm trying to teach. The law," he says. It's not law. It's God's law, if you want to say, but it's law. You stand by, watch somebody else being mistreated for nothing, did nothing wrong. You can't claim yourself as a Christian or even a good person. You just take out all the mechanics of truth. I mean, of God's truth. Just say you have morals, and I'm just an example. Say you have morals. Say you have all this understanding of trying to be a good person without God, which is impossible. We know it is. At least I know it is. I mean, there's probably others that do. Without God, there's no there's no truth because He puts it in us. But anyways, just say for example's sake that you're like that. If you don't if you don't have those morals, if you just totally step aside all the morals and we have as a nation, we have as a world, it's like, how can you take a human being and just slaughter them or kill them without any remorse or any? It's a total dis- disgusting disgrace of of what life in humans about, human nature is about. I don't know. I could go on and on because there's so many things you can talk about in this subject. This show looks retarded. I'm telling you. Look who's doing it, of course. Even I did it. Hate myself for who I am, what I become. I sit in this room right now, broadcasting, and maybe the last time I'm in this room, because sadly, we're going to be losing this home. I can't work. I have something wrong with me. I can walk the doctors, but I got 5 kids or 4 kids, but they all are just trying to survive and to do the best they can. My son is 26 and he's still not reached a point of understanding what it really means to have a home. But you can't blame them because the world is so corrupt. You work at a job, they treat you like you're some piece of meat or dirt. I mean, no wonder people don't want to work anymore. No wonder you got the left, or whatever you want to call them, crazy nutcases. But there's some in there are correct about some of the stuff. Some are correct about how work treats them, what they're doing. And then the right, I think they're, oh, we're all about work and growth and everything else. Sorry, I got, I'm not healthy. Um, you can look at, you can look at, the right and left this way is how I look at them. The left, too far left, are corrupt and crazy and nuts. There's some left that are were still trying to fight for our rights at that time. I don't agree with all the left, and 90% of them are gone. There's only a real small percent that were still in there that really wanted to do what was right, but they got destroyed by the whole group because when you're in a position or in a spot, all they have to do is with a touch of a button or a word and you're done. You're out of there. You have no effect. So some of them just hang on by tooth and nail, just trying to see if they can make a difference and hide into that little group trying to make a difference. Then you got the far right, which is they're all about money. That's all they think of. They think that we can build and do everything and step on each other to get um, what we want. Oh, we're being good. I hate this mic. We're being good um, because we're working and we're progressing and we're building great nations. You're building nothing. If you build your nation upon sand, it'll fall. If you build on God's truth and on rocks, nothing can take it down. I mean, I'm not here to preach. That's just the truth. It's a foundation. That's why this show is called the Stepping Stone Foundation. I chose it for that reason. I don't really think I'm that good at anything. I mean, as far as speaker, I mean, you can tell by my stupid no teeth wisping in my voice. But I do have a lot of things I want to say. I can look at my talent. I'm an artist. I mean, I can draw, and I'm really good. But in my own aspects, I think I'm pretty good. As a kid, I grew up drawing all my life, but I got nowhere with it. My biggest downfall was this country, this foundation. You want to blame anybody? You want to blame anybody? We could point a finger at you, me, everybody. I'm a useless, no good for nothing. But you know what you're doing? You're doing what Satan wanted. He's going around the evil. We'll just call it evil. We'll just leave or preaching out of this subject. Um, we'll just call it good and bad, good and evil and or good and bad. So if you want to be with the dark side and the light, I call it. I don't know how to explain while offending somebody with, oh, he's preaching. But okay, what I'm trying to say is if you're bad, all you care about is yourself. There's no justice. You have no justice. You're really. You can sit down and watch your neighbor slowly rot and know his condition and not lift a finger because it don't affect you. And you call that true justice. That's the that is what's rotting the foundation of a good. That's what's destroying a good foundation. You can't have a foundation till you build a good foundation, and nobody's ever built one because they don't put themselves out there. They don't want to. So you got the far right that build these things, giant nations. Um, I'm gonna only make this an hour. So, anyways, build these things trying to make themselves look good. I don't know if this is covering my screen. I don't think it should be. Um, you got them trying to. I could make this full screen and block my picture completely. Oh, whatever. I was trying to show the background of my screen, but whatever. So, like I say, um, you can do anything you want in life, but there's a lot of things you do that are affecting everybody. How I just don't understand how people create stuff and then they destroy it with whatever they put in it. I mean, you create things that are um, food. Just go do food. You make food and you have the process of already there. You already have the process of growing food, producing food, giving people food, um, and helping people by feeding them. But then in comes the rot in the foundation of truth. And I believe the root of all evil, yes, is money. I believe that's what's destroying our nation. But so you got people that will sell themselves for money. They don't care about what. Oh wait, if I add this chemical in here, I can produce 10 times more and make a profit regardless of what it does to someone else. I don't care. It's not affecting me. I don't eat this stuff. I'll just give it to everybody else and let them eat it. I'll destroy a whole world, destroy a whole nation, or anybody that gets this food just to have a profit and live like because I'm the one that's suffering. I'm the one that's losing everything. It's always about I. It's not about anybody. It's that right there is the beginning of root of all evil, all sin. Everything you do, everything you put on people, everything you affect on people, it, will it will be the seed you plant in that. Like I said, that field I started out in the beginning, very stupid beginning. Sorry, the field, the little field that you got given from God do you plant seeds in to help your country to have a legacy of who you were? When you plant them seeds, if they're not if they're seeds that are rotten, they're not going to do anything for nobody. But you're going to get money out of it because you sided with the darkness because darkness is of the flesh. It is of the not of the spirit. So all you get out of is money. Oh, you could get rich and you could be happy and have everything you want. And here I am. Everybody can look at me now and say, I trusted God, but look at what you got. You got no home. This may be my last day in this home. We're losing this house because my son didn't understand um, investment in money wise, and it ain't all his fault. It's my fault. I put money into this home, got him into this home, trusting my sons that I thought I taught enough to help one another and love one another, and they all but abandoned him. We put all our money, everything we had. We lived 13 years into this rotten, fall down trailer park house that I pretty much got through my divorce from my wife because she was abusive to everybody. But anyways, it's another story I'm not going to go into. I'm not here to preach about my marriage or my divorce. I'm here to talk about what I did. I tried to get my kids to believe in God, tried to teach them the truth the best I could. And and God's grace, my son, the oldest one, had received the truth. We trusted him, and we bought this house. I put my last bit of my thousands, few $1,000s I had left to help him invest into getting the house, so I'd have a place with him in a home because we were living literally in a metal box trailer house, no heat, no trees to cover that place. It got up to hundreds of degrees. It was making me sicker than a dog every day. I was suffering every day, and the rug was so rotten you couldn't even walk on it barefooted because it soaked into your pores of your feet and made you sick to your stomach. The holes in the floors. 13 years we lived in that trailer, growing my kids growing up. We got out of that trailer. They were starting to grow up, and we got out of the trailer. He got a job. We moved out of there, saved some money, got this house thinking that his two brothers were going to be faithful and stay here for a couple years. Unlike Americans that are, I mean, we're losers. We are the stupidest nation I've ever seen. We all are for ourselves and the money, and everybody thinks America's so great. What happened to America? I could take and look at, and they're the cause of the fall of America's Mexicans. And I don't hate Mexicans. They're human beings. They're the same as us Mexicans from another I Mex I don't know what you call it. They're Mexico, yeah, that come over here, but they are smart. Everybody calls them cockroaches because they feed off of us, but they are smart. They came here, they get a house that as a group, the mother, the father, the kids, and all the older adults stay in one home, 4 or 5 families. They get each other one house after another house, buying up our homes in our nation. And we sit by and watch them do it. I tried to teach my kids that. We got this house, and I tried to get them to stay here. They all but left us and were abandoned now. He's so far behind on his house payments that we're getting kicked out now. We just got a paper the other day. He didn't even tell me he was too ashamed and I wouldn't say afraid. He was just ashamed, and I don't blame him to tell me. I felt sorry. Okay, I'm not in here asking for money because I know money's gonna give money because we're in such a. Don't even think about that. That's not why I'm doing this. Anyways, so this will probably be my first broadcast of what's wrong with this world and what we can and can't do to these people. We can't treat each other like people would treat each other. We got to teach our kids to start loving each other and be a nation and start working for each other. We can't have this. We can't have our kids being Americans like this. We have to turn into another country just to save our country. So be it. I'm not for I'm not for my illegals coming to our country. Don't get me wrong. I'm dead against it. But if we can't learn from what they do when they come in here, we can't learn from what they they have done as far as a country and how they survive. How are we going to ever be anything? This race is going to die off. This we're already dying off. Maybe God has it intended to rebuild the nation. I don't care one way or another. But as for me and my family, I want my kids to be happy and have a life. I want them to have a world, our country back. It's up to God Almighty to bring back our country, and we're all praying, but you can't just pray. Faith without truth is dead. And there I go, right back to religion. I don't want to preach. I really don't want to preach the truth. I don't want to because people are so turned off from that. They don't want to hear the truth. They say, "Oh no, he's one of those religious nuts that's got nothing to say." But to preach to us about what God has done and who God is, and I don't even believe in this God. He never did nothing for me. He's treated me like I was a piece of dirt. What do I care about him? I'm going to do what I can do. Well, you can do what you can do, but you can watch your nation go down in the cesspool it's down heading into. Or you can turn around and make something of your nation and make something of yourself and leave your name with a mark. You want to fight a battle? Start with your home base first. Start with your how you live. Start for what you've been doing every day.